They saying this the worst Academics has been cooked in a long time. And it's from the homie Rob Markman. You know I'm always here for some Akadiddler slander. Let's go.
This ain't even about me, right? It is about you. This is about y'all.
Oh, and if you didn't know, Rob Markman and Akadiddy are having a little back and forth, hip hop, media, journalism, conversation, whatever. This, that, and the third. If you Academics has shot at him, Rob, and then now this is Rob.
It is about you. This is about y'all who watching. This is about y'all.
Wait.
This ain't even
What'd I
about
do?
me, right? It is about you. This is about y'all who watching.
What'd I do?
This is about y'all. The guy who lies to you, who will come up with the nastiest takes, who will hire clippers to spread it across the internet to manipulate whatever he wants you to believe.
That's a fact.
The guy who doesn't present an ounce of objectivity. The guy who created Akademiks TV and lets that account do his dirty work, dropping the most vile, nasty shit, just actively attacking folks.
Hold on, because he ain't even. Listen, not only the nasty violence, you also forgot the most racist, you forgot sexist, you forgot it's ran by an Asian man who calls himself the Grand Wizard Chat N-word. I'm gonna say that for the YouTube censorship. We're talking about people who have spread, and you gotta understand why this is something for me that's extra serious, because I've literally gone through the clipping campaigns, the lie campaigns that spread literally fake doctored pictures. Akademiks TV and those people all posted doctored. They Photoshop pictures and then pushed them. So when he says that they lie and stuff, Akadiddler is a full-blown liar. Akademiks only sound smart to the stupidest of people. Akademiks does not want to be challenged by anybody who has actual intellect. And when he does, you see it. What happens? You see what happens when he went against Charlemagne. You even see when he went at my tweet for 30 minutes and then I respond and then that scary nigga blocked me. Now, I don't got a problem with blocking, but how you, like, if somebody's trolling, blah, 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 and you're just, who's this random troll? Block, whatever. I stay on that block button. But how are you going to engage me, read my tweet, talk about me, and then block me? That's scary. You feel me? It's not like I'm some random Twitter bot. We got platforms, and clearly my platform means enough for you to talk about the tweets, correct? And it's funny because he was trying to little bro me in the chat, and even his chat was like, "This ain't the right one, bro." Because I could tell that's Akademiks' go-to. Like I said, he's got 3 strategies that he uses, and it always works when he's arguing ignorant niggas who's arguing why drill rap should be a thing, right? Why drill rap is good. Yeah, he's gonna win those arguments because those people aren't logical, right? Somebody with an ounce of decency and an ounce of sense, Akademiks will block you and run. He would tuck his tail, he will run because he knows it's going to end bad if he has to be looked at the mirror and he can't just go, well, his go-to is try to little bro you, well, look what I did. It's like, yes, but you also lost your Twitch because you were talking nasty to a 15-year-old boy. You know, I almost forgot to say this, but I can't forget to say this. Hip Hop is a Sport tournament is back. Ladies and gentlemen, the prize money started at $1,000 and it's already to $1,350 and it will keep increasing. Ladies and gentlemen, if you want to know how to join, just read this. I'm not going to take a bunch of your time. Or if you want a closer look, go to my community tab on this page, community post, and you will see this right here. Read close. Do not sleep. We start on the 22nd or when we get 7 rounds, whatever comes first. Do not sleep. All right, back to the video. And no matter how many people try to forget that or you try to act like that didn't happen, you can't have this with me because that's what I'm going to bring up. He said you were nasty. I'm going to have real, actual, actionable facts, pictures, to show that you are not just nasty. You are one of the vilest human beings that comes onto this thing. You started your career celebrating Black death. Yes, and you could go, well, doesn't hip hop celebrate? No. You literally were making satire of people dying when they're all Black. You did. That's what you did. And sometimes when people even argue against, I go like, yeah, y'all leaving there's too much low-hanging fruit. Academics like Drake, it's too easy to beat this nigga in a debate. It's too easy because he's a manic weirdo. So it's just like, my bad. That was the rant. Let's get.
This ain't even about me, right? It is about you. This is about y'all who watching. This is about y'all. The guy who lies to you, who will come up with the nastiest takes.
Facts.
Who will hire clippers to spread it across the internet to
he ain't lie yet. I got receipts.
Whatever he wants you to believe.
Facts.
The guy who doesn't present an ounce of objectivity.
Doesn't even pretend.
The guy who created Akademiks TV and lets that account do his dirty work, dropping the most vile, nasty shit, just actively attacking folks.
Facts.
That's the guy saying, okay, where's the journalism now? Hey, we need the facts here now. Now the facts are on point. But it's not about facts. And it's never been about facts. It's about what story he can tell that benefits him and diminishes anyone who he believes is opposed to him.
What Akademiks also knows, and I could tell this, is that his cachet in the culture isn't what it used to be. Now, he could pretend. He'll never tell you that. But he knows that since the battle, there is a different energy towards him, and he could live in that energy and act like where he went from famous to infamous, and I don't think he'll ever be able to go back. Once you lose your Twitch for talking nasty, you can't ever go back. I think what it is, Akademiks is one of these people who walks around with a giant chip on his shoulder. I believe he only does hip-hop media because he's trying to get back at the people who called him musty when he was came here. I just believe that's what he's trying to do. I 100% believe that's what he's trying to do. And he's trying to get back a chip on his shoulder. You see how Akademiks activated different during the Meek Mill situation. I don't think Akademiks cares about hip-hop. I don't think he likes hip-hop. I think he has a giant chip on his shoulder, and he's trying to get back at people. He's just doing this through revenge. If you notice and listen to how he talks, everything's about, look at what I did. I'm doing all right. Because he's not confident in what he did. That's why he's always got to keep reminding you, right? The person who got to keep asking, do I look fat, is not confident in their weight. So the reason why Akademiks, and another thing that Akademiks knows is Akademiks is the only person that says Akademiks accolades. And Akademiks knows that for a fact. That's why he got to be like, well, if no one else is going to cheer for me, I will. Yeah, nobody will ever cheer for you, Akademiks. It's over. It's over. Akademiks, you're not liked. You're just not liked. You're a useful tool to some people. But this is another thing Akademiks knows is true. There are some people right now that if they lost their platform, lost what people use them for, get from them, they could still be around. They could start, they could this, that, and the third. If Akademiks loses his usefulness, it's done. Because he knows there's no other value than people using him for his platform. His takes nobody cares about. We'll talk about it, but nobody cares. At a certain point, you got to be actually not even liked, but respected. And Akademiks cashed in being respected for the troll clicks a long time ago. And there's an era where debauchery was what was pushing social media. I think it was even around like mumble rap and stuff. That was literally around the time when the most debaucherous you could be, the more crazy thing you do, the more clicks. That era is slowly going away. It's slowly going away. And that's why Akademiks know. That's why the Akademiks, Vlad and Adam 22 all had to link up together. They know what it is. They know what it is, bro. And we're going back to a time where people just kind of want authenticity. And that's what Akademiks can't recreate. And that's why he's mad at people like Rob. Because Rob has been around for many eras of hip hop.
He believes is opposed to him.
And it's still relevant. Akademiks, I don't believe if Akademiks was a journalist on paper and then the internet happened, he would be able to transition over. I don't think so. I don't even think if what's going on right now, the meta changes anymore, he'll be able to survive. I just don't.
That remind you of someone? His Uncle Trump? Seriously, he calls him Uncle Trump. He's called him Uncle Trump. Phil.
That's what I'm saying. That's where it's like, yeah, nigga, you just lean into the grift, lean into it, because I'm not going to say your days are numbered because who's to know to that, but your impact has been squashed. There used to be a time where Akademiks could end somebody's career, like a rapper's career. You couldn't. At this point, if Akademiks doesn't like you, it's actually a stat boost. It's actually, I saw niggas who didn't like Lil Baby for a while, then when they pit-pat Akademiks, like, I ain't going to lie to you, I kind of rock with a nigga Lil Baby a little bit.
It was like right out of that playbook, right? And his tweet, I mean, it wasn't serious. It's not about him wanting me or Lauren or Mark to report on whatever it is he's talking about right now, right? He don't need me for that. He don't need Lauren for that. He don't need Mark for that. He has a bunch of clippers that he pays to do that. These days, the game isn't about the truth.
Facts.
Sadly. It's about if you can get the internet, and when I say the internet, if it ain't real people, then it's bots.
I'm going to be all the way honest. One thing I had to push back against is this has always been the game. I know we always do this thing as human beings, or we act like when we experience something that's the first time under the sun. Nah, this has always been the game. There's no different than when the paper articles, the magazines, all wanted to push a narrative that could come together, all make a story. It didn't even have to be true. This has been happening since since paper, since magazines. A lot of people said Vibe magazine's cover of the East Coast, West Coast shit that they eventually apologized for was like, on a micro level, kind of what Akademiks did with War on Chirac, where you stoke up it's not as nasty as Akademiks, because people were literally getting their heads blown off. Then Akademiks would come and be like, "Oh, you see this stupid, ignorant? Oh, I told you, you should have been sliding. No, you got caught lacking." Like literally disrespecting people. They're just, so it's like I would push back words. Like I feel like this has always been a thing, and it's not a hip hop thing. This has happened since movies, like media in general. This is what happened. They did this with Marilyn Monroe, where it's like if enough media comes together and decides something, it's the truth. The difference is now it's a lot easier because you could pay bots, or you could create bots to just push it. You don't even need Vibe and Double XL don't need to come together and be like, this is the story.
But the internet in total, because they say 50% of internet activity is botted anyway.
Dead internet theory, and I believe it's true. I believe 80% of the things you see, especially on Twitter, are bots. And I'm telling you, I guarantee you have seen bots fighting with bots, not knowing they're bots. We're really in the Matrix, bro.
The game is if you could get the internet to repeat your bullshit long enough till it becomes the truth, till it appears to be the truth.
Woo!
That's really the name of the game. It's him saying, look at how much of a victim I am. Rock Nation is out to get me, y'all. Little old me who never bothers anybody.
Why is it whenever people start having manic episodes, it's Rock Nation? Have you noticed that? What? That's like the go-to. Once niggas start talking about Rock Nation, I start looking at them like, once people start hitting me with Rock Nation conspiracies, I start looking at them like the person who's carrying a cardboard box outside that says the water is turning the frogs gay. Like that's how I look at it, where I go like, I start looking at you like Alex Jones when you start saying that. By the way, Alex Jones literally said, the water's turning the frogs gay. That's what